Hola, what's up guys? John here. Buenas noches con mi bebé Neverita. That's her name. And call her Neverita because that's her favorite song. And then there's another song by Angel Cervantes called Mi Neverita. Check those out. You get a chance if you listen to this Latino music, if you're into that kind of stuff. I call her that because she's like, the slang for it means like she's cool, like chill, neverita, like a little cooler. That's what they Mexicans or Spanish slang for that. I guess that's are talking about it in the songs and stuff. And so she always puts it on, so that's my nickname for her, Bebe Neverita. One of these guys sent me a message and I'm gonna call him MB. He called it the drugging in Brazil. He said, "What's up, John? If you get additional time, maybe you can make a video regarding this. Men are now being drugged in Brazil now. Have a good day." So he sent me the link. I watched it this morning and I thought it'd be worth sharing with you guys because it's something that doesn't really hit the mainstream. This can get the word out to everybody, or as many people, and especially the guys that watch this channel, because you guys are traveling to other places, whether it's in East Asia, Latin America, wherever you're going, Eastern Europe. This kind of thing can happen anywhere. So it's not just happening just in Colombia, where that's the main hotspot right now. It's happening to tourists. The same type of operations are happening in Brazil now with this, which we're going to talk about. And then I saw another one that happened at a Cancun resort too. I'll see if I can get that one. I'll try and see if I could put that both in this video, or if I'm going to do the Cancun one as a separate video, so that way people looking up Cancun can hear about be warned about what's happening down there too. Generally Cancun's pretty, so kind of shocked to see that, but there was a tainting, bottle and alcohol tainting going on a while back in Cancun. So you know, it happened even in like high-end tourist spots that ain't like passport bro destinations. Like Cancun's not like a passport bro destination. So, but Brazil is known to be one. Colombia is known to be another. Those are like where a lot of the stuff is happening to the passports. So I'm gonna play this video and we'll go and I'll pause it and make some commentary and viewpoints and things that I think would like help to prevent this kind of stuff as well. So, all right, baby. All right, so I'm gonna play the video right now, guys. Let me see, make sure it's on 1x speed, because I usually watch at 2x speed. Maybe we'll do it at 1.25, so it'll go a little bit faster. All right.
Dwayne was in the country less than 24 hours. He had not yet even spent the night in Brazil.
Dwayne was found dead in his rental home in Brazil. His family, as well as authorities, suspect foul play.
Brazil has become the mecca of African-American travel for black men. It has been so since the late 80s, when Ebony magazine wrote an article about middle upper class black men who were traveling to Brazil to find some level of peace and reassurance. And boy, did that escalate. By the time I got on YouTube in the late 2010s, I came across a brother by the name of Charles Tyler.
My brother Jasper Bauman, Balaam, my young boy, come all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. ATL in the house here. You know, these are the type of demographics that a lot of young men, a lot of young African-American men we need to bring down here. The 20 and 30 somethings, you know, such as my man Jasper right here. Jasper, tell me something. This is your first time in Rio? Yes, sir. It's not your first time traveling.
No, I'm ex-military, but this is my first time in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Okay. Well, you know, you've been here going on about a week now. How you like it?
I love it. I greatly appreciate, you know, your challenge with the Charles Tyler Show to get my passport. I greatly appreciate that.
Okay.
Of course,
Well done.
frustrated.
Well, I'm gonna stop it right there because he mentioned something. This other guy, the guy doing the interview, he had a challenge for guys to get their passport. And believe it or not, there's a lot of guys that don't have a passport yet. And so if you don't have your passport, or I've been hearing about a lot of people that have a passport, but it's expired. And so they can't travel because it's expired, and they're not making it a priority to get it renewed. And even some of my friends that I know personally don't have their passport, and they were asking me. So I sent them the video of how to do the emergency passport renewal and get expedited faster, because it takes a long time to renew your passport unless you do this trick where you book a ticket, or like a refundable ticket, tell them you have a trip coming up the next 2 days, the next day or two, and they'll do an emergency renewal for you. And then once you get the passport, then you can get a refund on your ticket. But it looks like this guy did a passport challenge to get people to get their passports and get out and see different places in America, or different places outside of America. And so this is one of the guys who did take the challenge he just said. So I think if you're watching and you don't have a passport, and for some reason you ended up here watching a passport bro get X'd out, deleted, then maybe you're thinking about going overseas. So follow that challenge and get yours.
Al Grease, you know, I watched all of those.
And the Charles Tyler Show was instrumental in being, in my honest opinion, the forefather of the Passport Bros. He was a colleague of mine, a good friend of mine, and I miss him very dearly. But he was getting black men to get their passport, and come to Brazil. And that even inspired me to take my first trip to Brazil. And on my first trip to Brazil, I actually got some advice from my brother BMT, aka Aaron Ferris. And it's interesting because they were just talking about that on their platform.
I definitely miss Rio, love Rio, man. I mean, it's probably, in my opinion, some of the best beach culture in the world. Like, it's nothing like being on the beach in Rio and Copacabana, Baja da Juca and all that, man. It's unreal because, like, I know you've been all throughout Asia as well. They're a little bit more, you know, laid back. Even the DR beach culture, it's fun, it's cool, you know, but to be on a beach on a Sunday evening in Rio, it's just like something you've never seen before, man.
So that sounds pretty cool. Like, I haven't been to Brazil, and I know people from there, and I know some surfers from there too, and some people that business associates. So if I do go, I have at least some kind of connection to people that I can ask for guidance and connections as well. But I could go down there to go check it out, and because they have surf there as well, so that would be kind of like a double reason. And I've had some of the guys in my group go down there and show me some of the pictures, and some of the girls were really hot that they were able to hire and go out with, and kind of do like the reverse dating strategy where they find some hot girl, become friends with them, a hot working girl, and then become friends with them, and then take them out on dates and stuff. So they showed me pictures of that, and it was pretty cool, like interesting, and like seeing the quality of the girls is pretty good as well. Let's see what else so I think that I would want to go just for that reason, because of it's got surf and it's got like beautiful girls. And if you can't hook up with any of the local girls, you can always hire girls, because there's plenty of working girls all over the place, from the research I've done and from what friends have told me. But it's a little bit on the pricier side, and for my research that I've done, it's a little bit more on the pricier side, especially where they're talking about. And the girls' attitudes are a little more stuck up, so that's kind of the reason why I've been like lazy to go check that place out. And plus, you hear about all the favelas and all the stuff, the danger down there too, and now this kind of stuff happening more common. That's why I'm trying to cover this.
Scholar Darwin in BMT Live in that stream was talking about why Brazil is still king, and that was for black men. Unfortunately, that isn't the case for all brothers. As we know, South America has been a haven for black men to vacation and do great things, but also it seems like there's also some problems that need to be discussed. And today we're talking about a brother who lost his life in Brazil. Meet Dwayne Antonio Morris. It's a Minnesota businessman who's worth a whopping $14 million. And he's in a relationship with a Caucasian lady. He's making so much money, he's taking care of his kid and all of her 3 non-black kids. Yeah, my man got it like that, doing it real, real big. So he decided to take a trip to Brazil, you know, and leave her home. You know what I'm saying? Booty clappers! Yeah, but then there's a problem.
Brazil are investigating after a Minneapolis entrepreneur was found dead on a potential business trip.
43-year-old Dwayne Morris was the president and founder of Blue Waters Consulting and Seoul Community Development Corporation. As Rex Chapman reports, the Roosevelt High School graduate had strong ties to the community.
He's a fun partner to have.
Tamitha Richmond says her life partner, Dwayne Morris, made everyone he met feel as if they were his best friend.
He has a way about himself where everybody believes they're the most special person. So when he's interacting with them, you know, in this last week, the amount of people that told me they're Dwayne's best friend, or, you know, they're a brother to them or a sister to him, and, you know, don't actually have that blood relationship. And that's really about how he showed up in his relationships.
From his time as a teacher, a basketball coach, or working at a nonprofit in North and South Minneapolis, Dwayne gave his all to what he was doing.
While others may have seen it as him staying really busy, it really was more about that Dwayne was sharing his gifts, and so it came easy to him. It energized him to be able to connect and help and provide.
The Roosevelt High School and Southwest Minnesota State University graduate managed a $14 million portfolio of businesses, as well as provided financial consulting. Dwayne was the sole provider for his blended family, Tamitha's 3 children and his 1 child. Their home, a place where they mentored other young adults. Another way he gave back to community.
To be a partner with Dwayne is really to share him with the world.
And as a family, they love to travel.
We've traveled to a variety of countries, and we were well aware of the things that were necessary as you become an international traveler.
That's why she has so many questions about what happened in Brazil.
It doesn't make sense. Dwayne was in the country less than 24 hours. He had not yet even spent the night in Brazil.
Dwayne was found dead in his rental home.
I'm going to stop right there, because she just said he was in the country for less than 24 hours. And the reason was because he landed and he went straight wanting to bang as quickly as possible. I see a lot of guys that they're like whenever they get to some place, they're like a fucking dog let out of a cage, and they just want to go attack every piece of meat that they could in the vicinity that they could get access to, and they go wild, and they'll go sometimes even 2-3 times in a row. That's how much they're getting let out of the cage and trying to satisfy those cravings. And that's why she's wondering, like, less than 24 hours. It's because he already had everything planned, lined up, whatever that he wanted to, as soon as he landed, not waste any time. That's why. And the thing that they were talking about this guy, how everyone spoke highly of him and he always gave back. You know, he seems like a person that's the type that's a giver. And it shows when you're that loved by that many people. It shows that people have good things to say about you. Then it shows you're a very kind, generous and person. And he was blessed, but he did something wrong, made a wrong decision, and it cost him his life. And thinking with your little head versus the big head, and he could afford to do all these other things, but he ended up going to Brazil to do it because probably the attraction, the things that they hear about how hot the girls are, and it's what brings people to Colombia as well. The same thing, wherever they hear that there's these hot Latinas, it brings them outside of their comfort zone. And it didn't even say if this was his first time. I don't even know if this was his first time. Maybe they did say this was his first time to Brazil. Probably was, but he was with a friend and still got jacked. So let's keep the video going so you guys can see. This is just from the news article kind of explaining what happens, but the video is going to cover more of like actual footage showing him with his buddy and the girls leaving.
Authorities suspect foul play.
This is certainly a situation where Dwayne was targeted.
His death does not overshadow how much he contributed to the lives of many. His legacy, one of love and empowering others to be their best. Reg Chapman, WCCO News.
Richmond is planning a celebration of life in Minnesota. He'll be buried in Jamaica.
Interesting because he was only in Brazil for just a day. Now, there's some alternate footage there that another brother came out with and found it. Shout out to the brother Splash Wave Beats. And we're going to go into some more detail into what also happened.
This is Leticia Clara Bento da Silva, 23, was identified by Brazil's civil police as one of the suspects in the so-called Good Night Cinderella scheme that targeted the 43-year-old American tourist in Copacabana on August 8th. The scheme involved drugging the unsuspecting man and taking his money and belongings. They got a name for it. It's called Good Night Cinderella. The second suspect has not been identified, but police have obtained photographs of her from surveillance footage, according to local news reports. Okay, so let's play this video. It shows them out at a restaurant. It's two people. Remember, I said he didn't travel to Brazil alone. So as soon as he landed off the plane, he met up with these women, and they met up at a restaurant. Is this him? Yeah, he looks like he's more in shape right here. Because the other photos, I guess he was sitting down, right? It seemed like he lost a little bit of weight. Well, I don't know. But it seemed like he was ready. You know, you got the runners on. You got the shorts. T-shirt, ready for Brazil, August 8th. Right? That's what the article says. This is him. This looks like him. Got your jewelry out. Ooh. Okay, so he met up with, that's them going into the restaurant. Okay, so holds her hand out, you know, starts caressing her, you know, grabs her Fannie Mae Foundation.
So as we can see in this particular case, the brother was cheating on his wife. Seems like he was out there with one of the homeboys, and you know they had some chicks out there. You know, they was kicking it with him. They was definitely out there trying to booty clap it up. Booty clap it up. But the reality is that they lost their life after getting drugged. I was able to find a video that Brazilian news reported on this, and I don't even want to try to pronounce it because I can't basically say what it is, right? And I wanted to see what Brazilians were saying about this. And guys, what I'm going to show you is so shocking. Now, this first comment, which is translated to English, says, these people have to be educated before coming to the country. It was good Brazilians' time. But the next ones that we're going to read, guys, are credible. You of maniacs. I've been waiting for 40 years for a single case where a criminal in Brazil doesn't already have several tickets. Practically all robbers, murderers, kidnappers, and scammers are always the same, who are arrested, released, arrested, released, infinitum. Let's look at this. He had, and obviously I believe that means that she had, right? So people overseas, instead of calling somebody she, they will say he. Same thing happens here in Uganda. He had 3 convictions for the same crime. This is the 4th, and it looks like it won't be the last. They will only leave her in prison when she kills a judge or a deputy. Now listen at this, guys. She had already been convicted of the same crime.
That's crazy, guys. Like, that happens everywhere because they have no money to pay or anything. What do these people do? Like, all these people here too in Mexico, when these crackheads or whatever kill somebody and they bring them to jail, they've got no money to do anything. These guys got no money to pay the bail or whatever, and the jails are fucking crowded and poor, so they just they keep letting everyone go, and they keep doing it. And the only way it's handled is through street justice. Like, right here where I live, there's Cliff, and like a drug addict guy, homeless guy, pushed a guy over the cliff. He was looking at the cliff and he ran up behind him and pushed him off. And then I think the guy survived, but he broke a bunch of bones. And then the next day he was right here on the sand. I thought it was a dude sleeping. I went jogging in the morning and I saw him and I thought it was just a homeless dude sleeping, but it was that homeless dude. He was dead. Somebody stabbed him and left him there on the sand. So that's kind of like how it's handled. Street justice. I don't know who did that, but it sounds like maybe some of the people that run that's like, this is their plaza or whatever, and they had one of their guys take them out because that's not good for business for them, obviously. And the police cleaned it up and everything. So that's kind of like how things need to be handled when like that, because if you wait for the police to handle it, they just get released again. And so they just put an end to it, like right there, like what I'm saying, the street justice.
She committed with this tourist who died. This is Brazil, a shame. If this girl would have been arrested, she wouldn't have claimed another victim.
Well, she was arrested, but they let her go. That's the thing. In all these countries, like I was mentioning, they keep letting them go and there's no consequences. And that's kind of like how America's turning now, where they don't even, when people are shoplifting and running out with garbage bags full of stuff, they don't even stop them anymore. They don't even arrest them. And the people that get caught breaking the car windows real quick and stealing your stuff, they get caught, they get released right after. And they're back out doing the same thing. So it's kind of like the same thing now, unless, like they were saying, unless kills a judge or a police officer, then they keep in jail where it's something serious like that. But all these other crimes where they're stealing or killing foreigners, they just get released. Like, she's been arrested for this 20 times, I think they said. I think that's what they said, 20 times. Shit.
Look at this. It is very bad sense for foreigners to come and get involved in this pigsty. This country has no way. Total shame and outrage. Now, guys, I want you to be like, take this very seriously. I'm a guy who lives in Uganda, right? And we can fantasize about living overseas and understand, there are opportunities. Yes, there's really great things about the culture. Yes, the women are beautiful. But when you look at this lady, Leticia Claro Bento da Silva, she's already been arrested for this. And as you heard, it's called the Good Night Cinderella plot, okay? When this man was drugged, he was convulsing and foaming at the mouth, giving this guy something called G-H-B, which is a powerful depressant. They robbed this guy and fled the apartment, okay? And this is sad, man. This is what Brazilians are saying about this place. As foreigners, we get the American treatment because, we're coming, we have money, and certain things may not apply to us. But guys, you really need to take into consideration for what is really going on in some of these countries, man. You have to really look at the citizens are saying this about the law. Then again, if she was already locked up for this crime, she would not have ever been out to do this to a black man. But guys, you gotta be careful. You can't be out here just having these chicks coming into your house just to booty clap it up, just to booty clap cheeks. If you want to do that, man, go to one of those self-approved brothels. All right. If you're going to do something like that where it's legal, you can go in there and booty clap yourselves.
He's right, guys. Same advice pretty much everywhere. You're better off to go to an establishment instead of dealing with street girls or girls you meet on dating apps or online dating or things like that, because the establishment has a record of who they are and they don't want to bring bad news to their business. If one of these girls get caught doing that, that can pretty much ruin their entire business. Stop going there. Foreigners will stop going there, especially if they depend on foreigners. So you're safer to go to these establishments, massage parlors, brothels, casa de citas, these like little house things. They look like houses, but they've got a line up in there and then bang, and the house has been converted to like a freaking brothel where it's just straight bang, massages and banging. You're better off to go to those things. And if the girl's cool, maybe you could go out with them, like get her info and go out with her, but you still got to worry about being set up and drugged, especially popular in that country. Like if they have the opportunity and maybe their broke boy finds out that, hey, she met this guy at work and he seems like a good target, the broke boy will plot with their other friends and stuff or maybe even just her, to rob you, to drug you and rob you, because it's so easy. They get away with it easy and nothing happens to them. It's so easily accessible for the drugs they need.
Hola, what's up guys? Had to interrupt the video to bring you guys an important announcement. A lot of you guys watching, I've been receiving tons of messages from guys that are virgins, that haven't been laid yet, that want to get laid, and maybe guys that have already been laid, but they're not getting access to girls where they're at, so they want to get laid still. You know, these guys are getting taken advantage of, reaching out to escort, strippers, or whatever they're reaching out to, wasting all that money. If you really need help that bad and you want to do it that bad, reach out. I'll help you guys. We'll discuss whatever it is that you're facing. It can also be other stuff. Maybe you're heartbroken and need advice or need something to help you get over that heartbreak. Maybe you have a wife or a girlfriend where you feel like she's cheating on you or things just aren't the same. I can help you analyze the situation and get over it. I've gone through a lot of relationships already with girls from all over the place, all over the world, different places, you know, so I've seen all the things that they do. Been in long-term relationships, so I know what a marriage feels like. I know what divorce feels like. I haven't been divorced, but in a long-term relationship to where I felt like divorce pretty much. And so I've seen a lot of people go through it, and I can help you guys that are going through these type of things too. If you need help, maybe like going to another place, I can put you in touch with people in different places in part of my network, or find people that are viewers as well that can help. That's why I'm doing this, to get the word across of the things that I can help you with. Not just that, if you own a business and you're accepting credit cards and you're still paying the fees, you don't got to pay the fees no more. You're pretty much just throwing your money in the trash. You're better off just using it on yourself, splurging, taking a vacation, enjoying like this in a pool in a tropical location somewhere where there's nothing but palm trees around and tropical birds, that kind of stuff, where the weather's perfect. You could be doing that instead. Or if you have some friends or family that own businesses that are still wasting their money paying the fees, you know, I'll be able to help. So I can help with a number of things, and I'll be glad to, you know, put you guys in the right direction. Same if you guys want to go to Costa Rica, I got friends out there. Cancun, I got friends down there. Philippines, I got a lot of friends out there. So you guys need help on any of that stuff, reach out. I'll be glad to put you in contact, so that way you can have a better experience all around. All right, talk to you guys soon. Adios.
And plus, when they get caught, nothing happens. So the more motivation they have to keep going and doing it.
Because I went to the Cuarto before. I mean, somebody who looked like me went in there and booty clapped it up. But guys, please stay safe. You know what I'm saying? As a black man, like, take into consideration what people who live there are saying. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.
Cool. Well, that was from this O'Shea Duke Jackson channel. I think Jackson. Yeah, Jackson. So good content that he put out for this. I'm gonna read some of the comments, but if you saw what he said, even the locals are saying all that stuff. It wasn't even like Americans. When you have locals saying that, that's a really bad sign. A lot of locals say the same thing about Colombia. So people still keep going because they feel like they got lucky. Nothing happened to them. So they feel like, all right, I'm cool. I can keep going and nothing's going to happen. I've already survived the worst place, you know? So this comment says, traveling overseas because you running away from 304s in America just to get deleted by a 304 overseas is wild. Worked hard to be a millionaire and leaves a legacy of being a sucker. His wife had to watch the videotape of her husband being a good Night Cinderella. Damn, very tragic. It's no surprise. Money doesn't buy class and dignity. Some black women are crying not that he died. They crying because they missed out on the millions his mother will now get. Oh, that Hermes Birkin bag would have looked so good on you, girl. A lame that earns money is just a rich lame. She's 23 and been arrested for this crime several times. That's crazy. She's a serial offender, seriously. And he met her online, which wasn't good. He could have met her in person. That's irrelevant. The fact that this was way over in Brazil just for some kitty cat is sad. Typical rich simp behavior. This is very common here in Brazil. I live here and there are criminals that are arrested more than 30 plus times and are in his 20s and spent very little time in jail. This person asks, is a solution to stay strapped? Bring a friend just in case they try to slime out on you? It's no, what good is being strapped if you're drugged? They're just going to take your weapon and they'll be the one strapped. They might even use it on you. But They don't really need to because the drug already did the job. Millionaire marries a woman with 3 kids already. Enough said. It's ridiculous. Hate to say, I'm a little more disturbed by that. Yeah. Who knows what their connection would be, but he didn't really, it didn't even say they were married. It kind of said they were partners and stuff. So it was kind of like his girlfriend, and he was taking care of her and her 3 kids. Don't let your desires lead to your demise. Brazilian born here. Stop meeting women on apps, clubs, bars, and sex sites here in Brazil. I recommend the old-fashioned way and learn our language, Portuguese. Take classes, but don't go meeting someone that fast. Same goes with guys trying to meet girls in Colombia, Panama, DR, and Latin American countries. That ain't gonna stop people. People only have a short amount of time when they visit, so they're gonna go and meet girls the fastest way they possibly can. They're not there with the luxury of living there. His money is going back to the white community, Dr. Umar. Imagine being a millionaire and going out like this, just thirsty. Sex tourism, let's be honest about what's happening here. Facts. Exactly, his wife was saying it's a business trip. He was handling business. What do we call it when it happens in the US? It's not sex tourism in the US, it would be called local tourism. Black American, and I've been living in the Philippines now for 5 years. I don't have male friends here and I never will. This is not my country, so I live in a condo with armed security guards. I don't go to people's houses and I don't let people come to mine. Stop getting too comfortable in other people's countries. If you're not from the west side of Chicago, you're not going to be comfortable. Then why would you do it in any other country? Yeah, there's a point to that. He's isolating himself in that thing, so he's missing out on a lot of stuff. You know, like, I live here and I have all the girls come to my place, but at least all the girls that I've had come over are pretty trustworthy. And thank God they haven't done anything, because I meet them all through people that I know or that I already know, so they're trusted. And I've been here a while now, so, you know, but at the same thing, the risk is there, right? Any one of them can do it and I'd be fucked. But thank God their culture isn't really like that. Not like how you hear about the Colombian culture where they're really like that. Well, they'll take advantage. A lot of it's in their culture. They'll take advantage when they can. And so, you know, a lot of these, seems like Brazil is the same way now too. Or probably it has been, and we just are hearing about more and more now since more people are going there. This man left his wife to cheat with a random woman in a different country to only embarrass his wife, and unfortunately lost his life. This is just sad. They weren't married, apparently. I think she was just a girlfriend. Yeah, they just mentioned they were a partner. Thinking with your little head is a death sentence. Shaking my head. You know, I have a photo that I would always laugh when I see it. I'm gonna share it with you guys. There's a meme that says, here it is, my dick has led me to places I wouldn't even go without a gun. Which is true. How many places have you been? Think about that. Think about your time where all the shady places you've been that you wouldn't even want to go with a gun. Look, I'm here in Mexico and this is not such a safe place, but I'm still here because look what led me here, you know? And so same thing goes for all you guys that are traveling abroad. We're putting yourselves at risk. So yeah. Brazilian keep telling you to stay away and y'all just can't help yourself. Exactly. Brazilians, Colombians, and others as the prey has become the predators. They clock the times, these times they set foot off of the plane, from the taxi drivers up all know why they are there. And being thirsty, loud, filming many of them, they right away target them. 14 million, and he took a white single mom with 3 kids. He could have stayed within the community and got that. He didn't have 14 million. He managed a $14 million portfolio for a company. Huge difference. Okay, but he still could have got a single baby mom. He still could have got that single baby mama with 3 kids within the community. That's sad. Man, he obviously wasn't satisfied with his wife. Guys don't move that sloppy while married. Your wife had to bury you with shame. I'm sure she knew he slept with other women. He's rich and could have dealt with a woman with no kids, so he dealt with whatever he pitched. And I'm sure she was okay with that. She said great things about him, and she was still winning more than any of the other women, and she probably felt she didn't deserve him. There are some reasonable women. Not all women are delusional. They call it Good Night Cinderella because after midnight you go from riches to rags. After 23 years in the Navy, I learned one thing: never travel alone. Always have a few trusted guys with you. We couldn't even leave the ship without 2 other people. Usually it was no less than 5 of us, and we never had any problems. One or two of us are always sober and on the lookout. These guys go there and are utterly clueless. As an Army combat veteran, I agree. I went to Buenos Aires, Argentina earlier this year, moving like in America. Within less than 24 hours, I was targeted and robbed of my jewelry during daylight hours. The best advice is to read and have knowledge about the place you place of travel you plan to visit. You can never pay me to revisit South America. You're a target coming off the plane in most of these places. I keep my head on a swivel at all times now. Never flash jewelry unless you got bodyguards. Bro, wearing jewelry was foolish. You effectively shined the bat signal the moment you got off the plane. Facts, it's easy to get comfortable wearing the same jewelry daily without a thought being robbed where I reside. Gratefully, it was a valuable lesson that did not result in injury or death. Grateful, no laughs needed. There's an African YouTuber living in China, and he too got robbed while over in Brazil with his pregnant Chinese girlfriend. Even the locals and his subscribers warned him. As he put it, they wanted to have their child born in another country, and he chose Brazil. Passport bros, when the cheeks clap back. I like this one. When I saw this, that's what I'm gonna name this video. You know, I appreciate the outreach, the comments, and the emails. And if you can, share these videos with a friend, or also at the very least, just give it a like. It doesn't cost anything or take more than a half a second for you to click the like, because then what it does when you click like, YouTube will suggest the videos to other people that have the same interests as you. So that's kind of like how the whole algorithm works. And so that goes and helps a lot too, you know, like if you're not writing comments or sending donations or whatever, pressing like and writing a comment helps greatly as well, you know, because then YouTube will know that you find it useful, and that it'll start suggesting, it'll know that it's a legit video that can help somebody, and it'll start suggesting it to other people that are kind of like watching the same things that you're watching. This wasn't his first time tricking, but it was his last. I was in Mexico one time at a bar, went to the bathroom, and when a chick walked in and locked the door, so it was just me and her, she was acting like she was snorting cocaine and grabbed me. She had her hands all over me and tried to get me to snort what she had. Right away, a voice came to my mind: she's trying to rob you or kidnap you. Don't snort that garbage. I pushed her off and got out of there. Be careful out there, fellas. I've been going to Rio de Janeiro for 15 years, never a problem, but I've always stuck to the rules that were given to me by my friends who went there before me. The mistake these guys made were picking up girls that they met on the street or on the beach. If you want to go down there for the girls, there are local bars and businesses set up for you to sit down, meet them, talk to them, and go from there. They even have a known spot along the beach that women love to meet foreign men, and it's safe. When you start trying to meet girls outside these establishments, the games and cons start. These women will not go on the grounds of the establishment, but will lurk on the beach or wait outside across the street. When they see you coming, they'll wave you or signal for you to come over and talk to them. There's a reason they don't go near or in the establishment. They don't want their faces on camera because they are plotting. Baby, ¿ya estás durmiendo? No. Ven aquí. Sí. Rest in peace to the brothers. So much temptation in Rio. I'm a veteran traveler, and I even have to catch myself at times when in Rio. This young lady is very average for Brazil standards. The brother could have enjoyed himself at numerous establishments with way better quality women, but made it home safely. Avoid the street meat, fellas. Those lips made him weak. Street meat is dangerous in every way. Her rating depends on your taste. I still don't understand why they are making it compulsory for guests to escort visitors when they are leaving. That way, those two girls would have not been able to leave without being escorted by the victim, and it also seems like it wasn't compulsory to show ID when entering. Exactly, that would put a stop to it because they would not let them leave. But it's a private property and most don't have security. And also the security can be on it too as well. So even if there is security, they're scared because these are cartel run operations as well. They're afraid that they'll come back if the security stopped them or did something to them. They'll come back and get security guards. So that's why a lot of the times that doesn't matter if you're what. They're more afraid for their life. They live there. And so they got to worry about the consequence. They try to stop making their money. And I'm going to give you guys a solution too, like to help prevent this. When you go to if you're going to participate, get 2 places and keep your stuff all in one place and use the other place as a place where you go and bang, and like you make it look like that's really your place, and then you don't really have valuables there. Maybe some fake valuables that you can leave behind to trick them and let them think that they got away with stuff if it ever does come down to that. But having a second place to bring them would alleviate more these problems because you won't have to bring your actual place where all your stuff, and that's where you can have maybe the extra layer of security. If you have security in the building as well, have a place that's been vetted where they actually do check the stuff and it's really strict. Or even just get a higher end hotel that really does have their own security like that. And these people, if these girls don't want to go there, then that's good. That's, you pretty much just saved yourself. You know, get a higher end hotel with security, and then get your other place. Use the higher end hotel to use to bang, stay there, or go get an Airbnb somewhere if you like Airbnbs, and then don't take anybody to the Airbnb, and that's where you stay. Because if you want to have it more like an apart style, you want to cook and have a fridge. But then if you want security, then go to one of those like more, you're gonna pay more, but at least you're not being drugged or robbed, then you're not paying with your life like this guy did, and he could afford it too. So that would have stopped them because they're scared. They know that there's security, they know there's cameras. This kind of stuff they won't allow stuff to go down at that kind of place. So that, I think, is the best way to alleviate, not put yourself at risk if you're going to be doing and dealing with girls, going out with them, place that would, if they make excuses as to why they don't want to go there, then now you know pretty much say it's a good thing. Say no, I don't like stuff. Typical when the wrong head is in control. I have no experience in Brazil, but when in Colombia, I stay in secure hotels. I'm not nearly as confident enough in my safety renting an apartment. That's funny. I just saw this comment and then I was just talking about it a minute ago. They made a GoFundMe, this is a bad look. Taints the legacy and makes the Millionaire label pointless. Most rich guys have insurance policies set up to handle their funeral expenses, especially if they're traveling. Access to bank accounts or assets is not required. It's really incredible how there's cameras to capture everything and anything around the world. To watch this man walk into his death with the 2 girls who killed him is absolutely fascinating. So there's an article I found too. It's called it's on Black Brazil Today. They talk about this. Okay, boa noite, Cinderella. That's Portuguese. The Good Night Cinderella, also known as a date rape drug, the name given to a scam which generally a nice looking guy puts a cocktail of drugs such as gamma hydroxybutyric acid, the HBC, in someone's drink. Usually found in the form of tablets or drops. These central nervous system depressants, which when taken with alcoholic drinks, alter the level of consciousness for up to 3 days, leaving the victim vulnerable enough to be robbed and or raped. In addition, can cause intoxication or death through dehydration. A depressed drunk man holding a drink and sleeping with his head on the table, focused on the drink, but his face is out of focus. Because they dissolve easily and colorless and odorless, identifying a glass that has received such doses is almost an impossible task. This is a relatively frequent occurrence. Usually takes place at parties, nightclubs, bars, and on the beach, with the same initial effects as alcohol. And after a while, the individual feels sleepy and has difficulty reacting to physical and psychological threats, basically obeying the commands dictated by the scammer. That almost sounds like the effect of scopolamine. Maybe this GHB is like the synthetic version. Due to the embarrassment of the victims and the lack of clarity about the sequence of events, few people file complaints about this scam with police stations. As a result, statistics are underestimated and police action is restricted. To avoid being a victim of this crime, be careful. Don't take strangers into your home. Don't accept drinks from strangers, and keep an eye on your glass. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's all the stuff that I found on this. So thanks again to MB for sharing this, bringing awareness, to help bring awareness to you guys. This can save someone's life, or make you think twice, at least make you be more cautious of when you do go to somewhere now, because just because you don't see it on the news doesn't mean it's not happening. If this was a black guy that it happened to, if this was like another Asian guy that this happened to, then that shit would be more on the news, like that one Asian dude from Minnesota who got scoped in Colombia. That shit was all over the place because he was an Asian dude. But since this guy was a black guy, it's only getting on the news. It's not, I haven't heard about it on any mainstream news. I only heard about it because this guy viewer sent it to me, and this happened a couple weeks ago already, but they just released another video about it yesterday, and he sent it to me. So I wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it would be helpful. But yeah, like I was saying, if it was like an Asian guy, it made news for him in his hometown on the local news over there, but nationwide news, it didn't really make the news, even though he's a well-off black businessman. But you know, like, that's why you gotta keep your eyes open. And just like I said, if it just because you don't see it on the news or you don't hear about it, it's not happening. It's half time, and like a lot of the time news is suppressed, so that way bad publicity doesn't get out about the place. So all right, well, that's it for now, guys. Write in your comments if you've gone down there, what your experiences were, if you've run into any of this, or if you heard of anybody that this has happened to as well. It's good to people always read the comments and learn a lot from there. All right, talk to you guys soon. Adios, buenas noches, bye, baby. Bye. Adios, pura vida. Bye. Guys, it's finally here. I got the Jedi group open, and I got a website put together for all you guys that can reach out to me instead of sending me an email. The website's 420john69.com, and pretty much everything you need is listed out on the links above and the links below. So if you're interested in the Jedi group, if you're interested in getting help with a trip, relationship advice, credit card service, real estate, affiliate programs, pretty much anything that I'm talking about, business, investments, it's all on the website, so that way you guys can help me help you a lot faster. That way I don't miss out on any of the emails, and it'll help me stay in touch with you guys. Even if something happens to the channel or the Instagram or whatever, if everything gets taken down or blocked by the platforms, I'll still have a way to get in touch with you guys. So go ahead and go to the website and pick whichever link that you need help on and fill out the information, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Look forward to seeing you there. All right, talk to you guys soon. Adios, pura vida. All right, guys, so I'm putting together these groups, my Jedi Master Inner Circle. So there's gonna be 2 levels to it. You're gonna have the Jedi Masters, which are the guys that are making 100K or more per year at least, and have been well-traveled, have a lot of experience, and know of different places that we can go to experience and find beautiful girls and be able to share amongst everyone and give advice to other people as well. And then we're also gonna have the young Jedis that maybe aren't as experienced or just starting out in life, or are young and don't really have much money, but they wanna live this lifestyle. They're being inspired, and they wanna start and learn and be able to communicate with each other. So that'll be the second level. And of course the Jedi Master level will be in both, so that you'll have the Jedi Masters also helping the young Jedis by answering questions for people that are new. And then the Jedi Masters, what we're gonna do is have like trips maybe once a year where all of us Jedi Masters come together and go to a destination where we'll be able to experience all of this together and share and network and share financial advice, how to make money. It'll be how to make money, how to deal with breakups, how to meet girls. Pretty much everything that you're seeing on my videos that I'm teaching, we'll be able to network and do it in person, and put together these groups and meetings for people, and kind of be my me as the connector, connecting all of you guys together, because I'm getting all these messages from people from all walks of life in different parts of the world. And a lot of you guys tell me that you don't have anyone to share these experiences with, or share your stories and share all the knowledge that you've accumulated throughout the years. And once you communicate with me, it's like you're spilling your entire story because you're so excited to tell someone finally, because there's no one else you can take. Can't tell your friends, can't tell your family, and there's no one you can ask questions. There's no one you can share these intimate details with. And so I want to bring you guys together with other like-minded people that are watching my videos and kind of want to live this lifestyle as well. And let me know which Jedi Master or Jedi part level in the inner circle that you want to be in. There's going to be either the young Jedi or the Jedi Masters, and the Jedi Masters is going to be for you guys to join. That's the screening process. And then we got the young Jedis for fucks. That way it's affordable. And the is to screen out. Obviously, if you're doing well, isn't much. And then it keeps out the people that aren't serious. It's kind of like how to weed out the people that aren't really real. And of course, there's going to be moderation, and there's going to be like content moderation, where I moderate who gets in and interview the people that want to come in to make sure they're real. And that way, everyone that's in the group is actually there because they want to be, and that they share this similar outlook on life and want to live this type of life and level up even more, make more connections, make more friends, kind of like me and Tim, the 72-year-old that you've been seeing interview, and other people you haven't seen in my videos that I hang out with. It'll be kind of like being into the inner circle and make these kind of bonds that will last a lifetime, and these kind of memories that we can share together and have some awesome adventures together. You guys will be invited once you pay the entrance fee, and then we'll get you in. All right, guys, that's it. Adios, pura vida. You say adios, baby.
Adios.
Bye. Well, guys, if you coming down here to Cancun, Playa del Carmen, I have friends down here as well that can take care of stuff. If you're headed down to Costa Rica, I got friends in Costa Rica that can help take care of the stuff, you know, help assist with transportation and activities and lodging and things like that. And then the business that helped me live this life is the credit card service business. So if you own a business and you're still paying the credit card fees, you don't have to do that anymore. Stop wasting your money. You could be enjoying it every month instead of like whatever you're paying to the bank, $1,000, $2,000 to the bank every month. You take it and go on a vacation. Look at the ocean, how beautiful it is down here, and the weather's perfect. It's so early in the morning, I'm already sweating. It's tropical, and people are swimming down there, if you could see. And the only thing I wish that was down here is that there was more waves. But like I said, if you own a business, you don't have to pay for the fees. You can use it for vacation, take your family out, reinvest in your business, or whatever it is you want to do with it. It's way better than wasting it, paying it to the bank and getting nothing in return. So that's it. All right, that's it for now. Talk to you guys later. Adios.